It's insanely difficult to get your level rated, both because the standards for levels have risen drastically and it usually takes a certain amount of popularity to get your levels noticed. In the past few months, the developer and the mods have taken more initiative in finding new levels and new creators to feature, but one attempt to showcase new talent didn't turn out so well. Flip was an Ultra collab hosted last year by NnolokK, a modern style creator who had 6 creator points at the time, and 16 as of recording this video. There were about 40 level builders, which consisted of NnolokK himself and some people who participated in a creator contest he had hosted a couple weeks earlier. Before we continue further, it's important to note that I participated in the Flip collab, so some of my responses to topics presented later in the video may be a bit biased. Also, I'll be using the words Ultra Collab, Giga Collab, and Omega Collab interchangeably, as there's not yet a community set term for a collab with about 20 or more people. Flip was inspired by other Omega collabs like Dart, Trip, and Flap. It followed the same format that these levels did, where there's only one game mode and there's a lot of creators featured in it. Flip had 39 builders and only used the ball game mode. Unlike those other levels though, Flip focused on showing off the creating ability of more unknown and less skillful builders. Only 8 out of the 39 Flip builders actually had creator points at the time. Because of this, there are massive drops in quality throughout the level. What made things worse is the fact that because this was a huge collab with tons of people where everybody got a 2 to 3 second parts, there were a ton of transitions and not all of them were great. But this was alright, the objective of the level was just to have fun and promote new creators. The collab host himself, NnolokK, said that he never wanted the level to get rated, but even though the level had bad transitions and huge drops in quality, it was featured in May of 2020 and this sparked some controversies. So the first and most obvious problem that came up when Flip got rated was that the level simply wasn't feature worthy. From the gameplay shown on screen, there's 2 things you can notice that easily make this level unfeature worthy: the transitions and the drop in quality in some parts. From an aesthetic point of view, transitions between parts is done decently well. For the majority of the level, only the part you're in is shown. Other previous and incoming parts are blacked out. This looks great, but when you turn around and actually play it, it makes the experience awful. There are a lot of parts that you can't sight read at all because of this, which is very weird in a level that's only 7 stars. The build quality drops are so easy to spot in this level. This was to be expected from the very beginning. In most collabs, creators who want to join the collab must show some of their previous work to the host to prove that their part in the collab would be of good quality. In the Flip situation though, the only requirement to be a part of the Ultra collab was that you have to have participated in a creator contest NnolokK had hosted earlier. So regardless if you were extremely skilled at creating or you just started building yesterday, you were able to join the collab, as long as you had participated in the creator contest. This may sound pretty outrageous, but you have to remember, the objective of the collab wasn't to gain creator points, it was to show off new creators. Nearly everybody agrees that Flip shouldn't have been rated, but it's very divided on whether it should have had a star rate or no rate at all. While there are some civil arguments coming from the no rate at all side, the majority of these people simply resulted in saying things like this level is trash, which is sort of disappointing. But the popular opinion amongst people who genuinely took time to critique the level seems to be that the level should have simply gotten a star rate. When asked about his stance on the matter, NnolokK, the collab host, said that at best the level should have gotten a star rate. Now, there was a second and much more complicated controversy that arose when Flip got rated. Try to stay with me, cause we'll have to go back a few months before Flip was even posted to completely understand what happened. All the way back around September of 2019, a layout for an upcoming mega collab was posted by a user named ZJosh. After about half a year of work, the finished level was posted by the collab host, Taste, around April 2020. The level was named Roll. Now, Roll was extremely similar to Flip. It featured a lot of new creators, 13 to be exact. It also only used the ball game mode. And similarly to Flip, the collab host's intention behind the collab wasn't to gain creator points, but to have fun. But unlike Flip, it was never featured. It's very divided on whether the level should receive a star rate, feature rate, or no rate at all. NnolokK, Flip's collab host, said that if his collab was featured, Roll should be star rated. While the objective for their collab wasn't mainly to get creator points, Taste did expect some out of the level. But let's go back to the fact that Flip was rated but not Roll, because that's where the problem starts. Some Roll supporters were mad that Flip was rated but not Roll. The rationale was that Roll and Flip were very similar levels, but for some reason only Flip got raided and Roll didn't, even though Roll was posted on the servers 2 months before Flip. This branch of Roll supporters took to the comment section of Flip to spam and start arguments with NnolokK and other Flip supporters. Even Roll's collab host, Taste, was amongst these people, but when NnolokK came out and agreed with the Roll supporters, saying that Roll should be star rated, Taste backed down completely, but some other people continued on. A couple of Roll supporters claimed that Flip copied Roll, but those allegations can right now be proven false. On screen, I'm showing a GD message I sent to NnolokK discussing my part in Flip sent in January of 2020. Remember, Roll was posted by Taste around April of 2020. That means that Flip was under construction way before Roll was even posted, so there's no way that Flip could have copied Roll. I just want to now make it clear that not all Roll builders and supporters were acting like this. It was just a small group of them. The majority of Roll builders and supporters were either very chill about the situation or didn't even know about it. With the controversies following Flip's rating being pretty entertaining, it's interesting how unheard of they are. It doesn't even seem like the situation has made it outside of the Geometry Dash game. Pretty much all talk about Flip has been kept to the level's comment section. To my knowledge, this video is the only big thing outside of the game talking about these small controversies. But that's everything on Flip and its controversies. Before you go, I'd like to say a couple of things. I put a link to completions of both Flip and Roll in the description. You can watch these videos to help form your own opinion on their ratings, because the conversation doesn't have to end on this video. I'd like to thank both NnolokK and Taste for answering each question I asked on the topic. Without them, this upload really wouldn't be possible. I'd also like to thank Decrypt and BennyBoy35 for letting me use the gameplays of Dart and Roll respectively. All 4 of these guys' YouTube channels are linked in the description. But with that all out of the way, I thank you for watching and I'll catch you later.